Uganda adopted the decentralization system in the early 1990s and made reforms 10 years later. Under decentralization, local councils were given more powers to plan and execute their programs. This was then seen as a model in Africa. But over the years, several factors have dodged this model, ranging from maladministration, limited funding, and poor planning. Now, members of the Uganda Local Government Association, OLGA, say it is time the central government allows real decentralization and not delegation to flourish.
I know some urban councils or districts which cannot collect even beyond 100 million as local revenue. So they have to entirely depend on only the little that the central government sends.
You cannot say that the problems of Jinja district, the one I had, and those of Ajumen are the same. No.
But Commissioner for Local Councils Development in the Ministry of Local Government, Paul Bogere, says the lower units already have adequate powers, which they can utilize.
So principally, they have the role and the powers too, but they also have traced their own revenues to tackle aspects which are locally generated and issues which need to be addressed.
These local government leaders blame the underdevelopment in many areas on weak decentralization. Government allocates funding to the local units based on indicative planning figures.
But what we have here are instructions. Do A, B, C, D. That is not the essence of devolution.
But the local governments have also come under fire for poor planning and weak accountability, which forced them to return funds to the central government. But the officials blame this on late release of money and bureaucracy in procurement.
If you release money to local governments, you must retain that, the local governments must retain that money for another 3-4 months before it is returned. So they were bullying us.
They blame the line ministry for poor utilization of resources at the expense of local development.
Almost every end of financial year, you see ministries are organizing workshops just to consume money because they are left with too much money at the center.
In neighboring Kenya, the fight for funds between the central government and the local units has seen county governors and the opposition push for a referendum on the matter. Moses Sakena, NTV.